You better have your 10 if you want to get in. If you ain't got a penny, then you don't hear me. Because Jesus don't want nothing from you but a dollar. And if you don't like it, then nigga holler. What's up, brothers and sisters? Today we're going to talk about paying tithes and robbing God. This is part 2 from a first video that I did. And the reason that I'm doing this one is because I got a response on Facebook again from a guy, and this guy's a real cool cat, man. I grew up with him. Shout out to him. He know who I'm talking about. Much love, bro. I'm determined to fight for my people, man. I'm determined to continue on with the struggle and to continue doing what my great ancestors would have me. Now, let's talk about some of the stuff that was addressed to me. So we're going to go over this response. I'm going to deal with this brother questions and basically show y'all where we at in our minds when it comes to religion, and how when you listen to a person in these responses, you can see exactly where we at. I respect the brother. I grew up with the brother, and much love to y'all, and I wish y'all the best, man. Everything I do is for the good of the planet. All of these videos I put them out in hopes that they can reach the right people to bring about the right changes on this planet, person by person. So with that being said, I hope people don't judge me. And y'all keep bringing me the questions. Don't forget to subscribe and get in the comment box. But we're going to address this brother questions, and we ain't going to leave no stone unturned. And I'm glad you gave me the questions. I want to thank you for these questions. And I know the brother who sent the question, and I hope y'all doing good. But I'm doing great, all right? And I'm going to continue on this struggle for African victory. So here we are, part 2, paying tithes and robbing God. All right, let's get on into what you got here. This is on Facebook, and I'm going to put the Facebook picture, the link to his questions right here. They should be up on the screen now. Give me a second. Okay, so now let's address this thing line by line so we don't leave no stone unturned. Okay. This brother said, "What up, man? I do it not only because it's biblical, but because it's a great form of worship." He's saying he paid his 10% not only because it's biblical, because it's a great form of worship. Now, this is a Christian addressing me concerning what I said about paying tithes, and that when I said that the Creator don't need your money, I meant that the Creator don't need your money. And I'm glad I got these questions, and I'm going to go deep into it. So with this, I can show you where we at and why I say that about tithes and where I stand on religion because of stuff like this. We need to rise higher. But now let me address this line by line. He said, "I do it not only because it's biblical, but because it's a great form of worship." So, giving 10% out of your check is a great form of worship to the Creator. Now, let's talk about that one line. First of all, I get where you're coming from. It shows, God, that you're not selfish. You know, it shows your God that you're willing to give, you know. But my thing is this. See, the God I serve don't need a great form of worship by way of you giving 10%. The God I serve requires a great form of worship by way of you playing your part on this planet, by way of you speaking up for what's right, by way of you going out here. Now the planet polluted is on nowhere, oil in the ocean. We got an oil patch the size of Texas. We got pollution in the air, pollution in the food. We got wars breaking out and martial law about to happen, and somebody sitting up here talking about giving 10% to worship a Creator, and that's what's going to please this Creator. I thought, you know, if I was this God, what you speaking of, what'll please me will be world peace. What'll please me will be you taking that money, going to give it to the child down the street that's hungry. Because first of all, when you say it's a great form of worship, none of that money goes to God. All right, it goes to the church. And I ain't saying don't tithe. What I'm saying is keep it real. You saying it's a great form of worship, but no, you just paying the light bill, brother. Keep it real. God don't need that form of worship. God don't require us to tithe. Show me in the Bible where God said requires you to tithe, and it's him speaking in red. Show me that. Show me it ain't no he say, she say, or no man. You still ain't addressed the point when I told you Jesus went in the temple and tore down all the money buckets and all of that. So if you still tithing, Jesus would come in there while you paying that 10%, talking about it's a great form of worship, and he'll slap all them collection plates over. So you still ain't doing, it's still a contradiction. You still doing some other than this God would do that you serve. Jesus wasn't walking around paying no tithes. Jesus was walking around telling people to give up and get rid of all of your money and come follow me. Let's go preach and let's be poor and humble and preach out here in the desert. That's how Jesus did it. Now you got a bunch of cats walking around in pretty suits and nice shoes, giving a little 10%, and they feel like they've done so much good when people over there in Africa starving. When you ain't helped the man down the street standing outside the store who laying in the alley, but you giving this church 10%. The church got gold and doggone hallways and all of this stuff. But check this out real quick.
So there's a new reality TV series on the Oxygen channel, and they just released a trailer for it. It's called Preachers of LA.
The Bible says that I wish above all things that you would prosper and be in health.
Now listen, now looking at this damn shit right here. Now the Bible say that, but it must don't apply to the children in Africa. It must don't apply to the Ethiopia. You got this pretty nigga sitting here in the suit. The Bible says. See, that's what I'm talking about, y'all. We'll never rise up with these type thinking niggas, with these niggas thinking like this, man. See, check this out. Look how rich these niggas is, man. So in other words, you get your blessing from God, but the pastor get his blessing from you. You better wake up and stop being a fool. So, I mean, it's just one line that I'm addressing. You still ain't justifying what making paying tithes okay. Like I said, the Creator don't need your money. It don't matter what you think it's a great form of worship, because that money can do so much better than go in a collection plate to help keep a building running that we coming in here. You think you doing the work of the Lord by giving 10%? The Lord don't need your money. The Lord needs your heart. So it ain't no great form of worship, because the Creator of the universe don't respect no money. You know how dirty money is. You know that money that you put in that collection plate, that been in the hooker hand, that been in the drug dealer hand, that been in the prostitute hand, and you taking that same dirty money and go put it in the collection plate, talking about you giving a great form of worship. This money that's being printed is printed at the expense of a bunch of people's lives. And you telling me God required this money as a great form of worship? This money that's being printed is digging us further and further in debt, which is raising more taxation. And then it's got evil people face printed on it. None of them presidents on them dollar bills are good people. All of them guys are slave owners. All of them guys are evil Europeans who don't want to do nothing but suck the people dry. So you putting this money in this collection plate. This money ain't helping the people of God. It's helping the rich stay rich, the poor stand poor. So how is it a great form of worship? How is it a great form of work? The very idea of us having money is evil. The first person that printed up a dollar bill was the devil. Money ain't supposed to be on this earth. So how now you going to tell me it's a great form of worship when money ain't even supposed to be here? I told you when they started making the money, they started tearing the doggone trees down. See that? That's how you get that money that you calling a blessing that God wants. So it ain't a blessing to the earth that the Creator created, but it's a blessing for him to get it, you know, from you to prove that you're a good servant. The Creator can't be put on such low levels like that, man. Come on. Wake up, people. Look at this. This how you get your money. This is at the expense of that money that you saying your 10% is a form of worship, so this a form of worship. That's a form of worship to the Creator. Because this how you get the money. This how you get it. That's a form of worship to the Creator, huh? Man, you know who that's a form of worship to? That's what it's a form of worship to. Now that's Creflo Dollar House. That's where your money going. It ain't going to no Creator. This Creflo Dollar House. You talking about you giving God as a form of worship. Now, don't Americans worship this type stuff? That's what your money going to worship right there. That's this man's house. You come telling me about no 10% as a form of worship. The Creator I serve don't need that type low form of worship. Now, God created the trees. He didn't create this money. I think a better form of worship would be to keep them trees up there so we can breathe on this planet, instead of saying it's a great form of worship to tear it down so I can give God his 10%. God don't need your money. If anybody needs your money, it's that preacher man. So get it right. Be real with it. God don't need the money. The man do. God didn't create the money. Man did. So how is it a great form of worship for you to be giving money? You saying you giving money to God to show God that you willing to give. But I thought God knew everything. So he already knew you was willing to give. These the kind of games your God play with you? My God rather us keep them trees in them rainforests instead of chop them down and make money with and give it to him for a form of worship. Look at how mundane that sounds. I'm trying to get y'all to elevate, man. Y'all don't see what's happening on this planet. People looking for the Antichrist and can't realize that they worshiping the Antichrist. Let's move on to the next line. He said, many people worship money, cars, people, and etc. So for me it says, here God, you bless me with this. Now let me stop. He says, so here God, you bless me with this. So before I spend it all, I'm going to give at least 10% as my worship to you. Let's address that line. Okay, let's see, listen what he's saying. He says, the reason he tithe and give God his 10% is because for him, it says, here God, you bless me with this. So before I spend it all, I'm going to give at least 10% as my worship to you. Okay? So let's address that. God blessed you with the money. So you want to give some of it back to God to show that you're appreciative of the blessing. That's what I get of this line. But we still run into the same problem here. We say God bless us with money. And I understand we need a being to accredit the force of good to. We just can't. See, the Bible told us that naturally we weren't good. The Bible said you was born already messed up. You was born a filthy sinner, and you needed to be fixed by God. When you was born, you needed to go get the Bible and get saved. Well, that go against the law of nature. If the baby was born already messed up, that means it came out the womb already defected, and that means that nature didn't even make this baby right. If God blessed you with it, you telling me, first of all, that God blessed you with some money. I just told you about money. Money is evil. All right? You need it to eat. But God wouldn't dare require money of his servants. Do you know how evil money is? Do you know where all the dirty, filthy places money been? Some of them dollars y'all put in the collection plate got crackhead blood on it. And you still putting it there talking about it's a form of worship. Get real. And that's just like some of this money, this money that's being printed is at the expense of the environment. You know how many trees got to be chopped down to print this money? And you telling me God rather you chop his beautiful tree down so you can give him a form of worship with Benjamin Franklin face on it. Get real, man. I'm pretty sure God rather you leave his doggone trees alone so the humans and all these animals can breathe right. God don't want you to know 10% offering, come chopping trees down to make money, to give him 10%. You making God sound like a man. God don't need you to show him that you will share. God know everything, remember? It's sad that I have to remind Christians stuff that they even say that they stand on. Christians sit up there and say all of this wonderful stuff about God and then turn around in the next sentence and contradict themselves and limit God. Because first a Christian will say God is omnipotent, then they'll say they trying to show God that they're appreciative of something. Like, I'm going to give my 10% to show God that I appreciate you blessing me with this money. You ain't got to show God nothing. Think of how you sound. You ain't got to show the Creator nothing. You ain't got to show the Creator nothing. What you mean? I'm going to put 10% in this plate because it's showing God that, you know, you ain't got to show nobody nothing that knows everything. God knew people was going to start tearing this earth up, printing this money in the first place, trying to give it to him to make it right. God don't want none of this money. God is not like us, okay? Stop trying to put God on the level of us, okay? If I do something for a person as a human, something in me is going to want that person to thank me. Like, man, if I ain't have but $20 and you was hungry too, and I spent $5, $10 on you a meal and me a meal, man, yeah, I'm going to expect for you when I put that food in your hand for you to say, thanks, Brother Sanchez. I'm going to expect that as a human. But can we put these human attributes on the Creator? God don't need your thank yous. In fact, God know how I feel just by when I sit here and say nothing. I can just think of this feeling and God can feel it with me and know that I love it. Like, I don't have to use words to say, I love you, God. I can just sit here and simply love God. And God get it. God feels that. You don't even have to say it. Just do it. See, quit talking. You see, you want to show God that you appreciate the blessing that God gave you. So you're giving God 10%. That don't make no sense. The Creator of the universe is way bigger than that. The Creator of the universe don't need a thank you from you because the Creator of the universe is you. Because you can't say God is omnipotent but then say, well, God is not me. That means God is everything, every place, everywhere, every molecule, every atom. Even the light that's shining is God. God is everything. So you can't say God is everything, but he ain't this or he ain't that. Everything mean everything. Can't none y'all say to me to justify giving God money when the money tearing the planet up. The money causing us rainforests. The money causing more harm on the planet, printing this money, making this money, than it is talking about I'm giving it as a form of worship. You giving God a paper dollar that it took a tree. It took a tree to make this dollar. God made the tree. He didn't make the money. So why would he tell you to tear something he made down to come give him the money with a white man face on it? Who ain't, this white man ain't even got God in his heart. This is an evil white man on the front of this money. And you telling me God requiring his people to give him 10% of this bloody money, man? God wants something to do with this money, man? That's what you telling me? God want to see by you giving him your money that you're a good boy? Come on, man. That's too simple. We got to stop thinking so simple, man. So I'm not trying to tear the brother down, but I'm very passionate about getting my people elevated in their mind, man. I was raised in the church. I grew up in the church. I went to a church, man. I've been through all that. And what I'm telling you is that the people that's in the church, that's where they at. They in the church. They not out here in the streets making it happen like Jesus did. Let's get back to what the brother said in the next line. He said, so much I can say on this, but God sees your heart when you give tithes and offerings. I'm going to stop right there. This brother said, God sees your heart when you give tithes and offerings. So God don't see my heart when I don't give it? When I don't give tithes and offerings, God don't see my heart? This brother said, God see your heart when you give tithes and offerings. I just told you what the tithes and offerings is bloody money. It's filthy, evil money that's causing this earth a lot of pollution. It's filthy, evil money that's printed at the expense of tearing rainforests down. So how you gonna tell me God see my heart when I give him the tithes and offering? God see our heart when we tearing these trees down, printing this doggone money. God ain't intend for money to even be on this earth. So how now you gonna turn around and say God need 10% of the money? God ain't intend for money to be here. You know how many problems money caused on the planet? Now you telling me God needs some of the money to see that you a good servant? It don't make no sense, brother. We got to stop thinking so simple. We got to get out of the land of this child mentality. The way we got God is like a dummy, man. We got God reduced to this mundane human creature that need money and that need for us to show it that we loyal and all of that. We reducing God to human attributes. If God know everything, he don't need you to show it nothing. Just live your life and be happy. Amen. So let's move on. He said, and believe me, he will reward you. Listen, man, I don't have to put none of this bloody, filthy, evil money in no collection plate for my Most High Creator to reward me. Because when the sun shine on my skin, that's my reward. When I wake up in the morning, that's my reward. You see the way my mind is, and I'm able to think for myself, and you can't make no fool out of me. You can't tell me anything because I exercise critical thinking, and I ain't afraid to learn and study. So I thank the Lord for those abilities about myself. He said, believe me, he will reward you. This Creator rewards us every day. The Creator rewarded us with them beautiful trees out there so we can breathe healthy. See, them trees clean the air. That's why I keep talking about the trees, because we at a time now where the earth, we losing oxygen, if y'all don't know, on the planet. In a couple of years, everybody going to suffocate if they keep tearing these trees down. So God made these trees. So brother, when you say, believe me, he will reward you, because I'm tithing this money, just remember what you're saying now. God made them trees for us to breathe right. But you mean to tell me he going to reward me for tearing them down and making the world more polluted? To give him 10% so he can prove to him that I'm a good servant? First of all, we ain't got to prove nothing to God because God know everything. Second of all, God rather keep them trees up there standing than to get your 10% for that bloody, filthy, evil money in a tithe and offering. Now, what make most sense? Use your head, man. Anybody that go against what I'm saying got to be a devil, because ain't no way you can disagree with this truth. Now, God rather have that rainforest out there than for you to tear it down making this money, talking about you giving him 10% for the offering. He didn't ask for the offering. He asked you to take care of the planet and not mess with nothing, chopping down animals, chopping down the rainforest, chopping down the trees, messing up the ecosystem. He asked you not to bother that. He asked you to take care of the planet and to keep everything going good, and so everybody can be at harmony on the planet and it won't be so polluted like it is today. He didn't ask you to go out there tearing up no trees, making money to give it 10% for an offering worship to show it that you know that I'm a good servant. God don't need you to show it nothing. It needs you to take care of this planet and play your part on this earth. See, don't nobody want to do what really matters. It's easy to go in a little corner and pray somewhere, but it's hard to get out here with the fire in your soul and like Jesus did, right? And go out here and actually do it and bring up change into the world. You want to judge me because I don't believe in Jesus? Man, I believe in righteousness, period. I don't want to get into what God is right and this Jesus and this Buddha and this Allah. This is what you got to realize. People care more about Jesus and this religion stuff than they care about the planet, man. Now think about it. God created this awesome planet. Look at how beautiful the earth is. Look at these waterfalls and these mountains on the earth, man. Look at how beautiful it is. And Christians don't care nothing about that. Christians don't care nothing about no planet being polluted. Christians don't care nothing about, you know what I'm saying, the air they breathing and all of that stuff and pollution. They just care about streets of gold and shouting and praising and going to heaven. They don't care nothing about this planet. They just care about Jesus. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. That's the problem. See, because the creator of the universe created this planet. It created the sun and the sky. But we ignore all this creator's creations and focus on the Bible that man made. We ignore all the creator's creations, which is the beautiful planet, which is the sun, the wind. We pollute all of this stuff, but the church clean as hell. We pollute the earth, but the pulpit sparkling clean. You know what I'm saying? We protect the Bibles, but we don't protect the rainforests and the oceans. How stupid is that? God created this planet. God created the sun, the oceans, the rainforest. Now, don't you think that creator would rather you protect its creations as opposed to protecting this book that's revised by King James, or this book that's supposedly inspired by Buddha and Allah, that's causing all these bloody wars? You think God got something to do with that? No. What I'm telling you is that none of us, when you say Jesus is the Son of God, Buddhists can come say, no, Buddha is the Son of God. And a Muslim can come say, no, both of y'all wrong because Allah is the Son of God. So religion gonna always cause conflict when you try to make God into manly attributes. But what I'm telling you is this. All of these religions talking about they God is the Son of God. I just walk right outside and look up in the sky at the Son of God. And none of them can argue with me. You know why? Because what you don't understand about religion is that religion took the S-U-N and turned it into the S-O-N. Okay, the S-O-N is Jesus. They said Jesus the Son of God, and he's the light of the world, right? Well, if we deal with reality, we know that the light of the world is that big red sun out there that's giving us this beautiful day. All right, that's the light of the world if you want to look at reality. But in the land of fairy tale, this white dude, the light of the world. He ain't making this sky light up. That sun making this sky light up. The S-U-N of God, not the S-O-N of God. They fooled y'all, man. They put themselves in the place of nature. The sun is nature. The sun is what's giving us this beautiful day. If you move that sun away, this planet will turn to Pluto, and none of us can live on this earth. But if you burn up every Bible and burn up every church, won't nothing happen. All right? They said Jesus is the most high. But let's deal with reality. What's higher than that sun out there in the sky? Ain't no airplane higher than it. Ain't no cloud higher than it. That sun dominates our solar system. All right? Ain't nothing higher than that sun. And guess what's so crazy about it? We know the Creator made that sun. But you got to believe that he made this Jesus son. You got to have faith and hope that he made this white boy named Jesus. But you ain't got to have no faith and hope that the Creator made that son. In fact, if you remove it, we can't even live. So which son you rather have? The son you got to believe in who require you 10% of your offering? Or the son who just was given to you freely and given to all things in nature to enjoy and to be the sustainer of life? They said Jesus the sustainer, when all these Bibles and religions creating all these wars around the world. How Jesus more of a sustainer than that sun out there burning in the sky? How Jesus more important than that? How the Bible more important than the ocean and the air that we breathe? See how religion turned this planet around? Religion is the evil agent on the planet that's causing all of this. Because everybody believe, well, I'm going to walk some streets of gold, so I don't care nothing about the pollution on this planet I'm leaving behind for my kids. See, this is the way we thinking. I wanted to stay strictly on tithing. I'm going to wrap this video up right there. Let me see that I miss anything. He said, don't let what you see in people or church sway you. I didn't let what I saw in a church or from people sway me. But I ain't no fool either. If I see this person keep lying to those people, then common sense going to tell me he might lie to me. So, of course, I'm going to let that person's actions sway me away from dealing with them. See, think about what we're saying. Today, we don't think before we speak, and the Bible have stripped us from having critical thinking because it's easy to just believe and shout and go dance and get your coon on, but you don't know nothing. And that's why I have to deal with this kind of crap. So, he said, don't let what you see sway you. I'm going to tell everybody right now, don't listen to stuff like that. Let what you see sway you. All right? If you see somebody out there killing people, bow, walking down the streets, shooting them in the head, yeah, let what you see sway you, man. Run. All right? Think about what we're saying. People, don't let what you see sway you. That don't make no sense, brother. Let what you see sway you, man. Because the eyes don't lie. Alright? Now, I'm going through this whole paragraph. After this, brother, y'all ain't going to want to put no more paragraphs on none of my stuff. Anything you try to put up there on my post, I'm going to rip it to shreds. I'm going to tear it right up respectfully. Now, I respect this brother. I love this brother. But the anger and the passion come in of the stupidity that this white man got us operating on. See, your mind is a computer. And your religion and your belief system, that's the operating system. Just like all these computers run off Windows operating system, they can't run it without that software. And you can't put this Windows software on a Mac computer and think it's going to run. You got to have the software that's for that computer. And right now, we African people running off European, Roman, and Greek software. It don't make no sense. I never saw a giraffe act like a lion. So y'all can keep taking up for this white man religion all you want to, and I'm going to keep tearing it down because I'm here for the people. I ain't here for no Jesus, no Buddha, no Allah. I lay my life down for the good of the planet. I don't care nothing about none of these religions. And another thing I want to throw out there to y'all Christians who just want to go against what I'm saying when all I'm doing is telling the truth. You can't argue with what I'm saying. You can't prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? All I've done is prove you guys wrong so far. Nobody has proven me wrong. Nobody can come to me and say, no, Brother Sanchez, that ain't right. I think the Creator do want us to tear these rainforests up and tear these trees up so we can print money. And you'll be a fool to say that. What y'all Christians got to consider is the fact that, see, all Christians say God coming back, Jesus coming back. But what y'all don't realize is just the fact that your God got to come back shows that he's not already here. Okay? So your God can't be as omnipotent as you try to make him to be because you say your God is coming back. So that proves your God is not already here. And the Creator I serve is everywhere. Okay? So that's one thing right there that'll shake the rug from up under you. That's just like you said, Christians say, and the Bible say that, you know, the Bible say that God gave his only begotten son to save the world. That's not true. If you read the Bible, and really pay attention and open your mind, you'll see that that's not true. Because what if I told some of you mothers out there, you got to sacrifice your child to save the whole world? Some of you mothers, that motherly love, guess what? This world just going to have to go. A lot of them mothers will not sacrifice their child to save the world. And I respect that. But this the point that I'm trying to make, is that a lot of mothers wouldn't sacrifice their child to save the world. But if I ask that same mother, listen, you got to sacrifice your son to save the world, but don't worry about it. We'll give your son back in 3 days. Then that same mother be like, yeah, sure, take him. Give him a 3-day vacation anyway, you know. So the mother would change her mind if we say, listen, in 3 days we're going to give you your son back. So that ain't really giving him away then. Yeah, take him. To save the world, yeah, I'm going to get him back in 3 days? Okay, yeah, take him. So that's what the God of the Bible did. He said he gave you his son, but did he really give his son? I mean, he got him back in 3 days, right? He got him back, right? Amen? So he didn't give us nothing. He got him back, right? All right, so that's another thing. If Christians say they representing life, why they walking around with crosses around their neck? You wouldn't see me walking around with no electric chair around my neck. The cross wasn't nothing but the ancient electric chair. Everybody got put to death on a cross back in the day. That was the way that the powers that be put people to death. It's just like the electric chair today. But you don't see me walking around with no electric chair around my neck. So if Christians say they represent life, tell them to stop wearing that symbol of death around their neck. Because if Jesus rose again, then they should be wearing an open tomb, right? Then the tomb door opened and he came back in all power with life. So that open tomb represents life. That cross represents death. So if you really want to represent life, take that symbol of death and shame off your neck. Take that electric chair off your neck. Replace it with an open tomb. Don't take this personally. I love y'all, man. I just want to see my people elevate their mind. So on that note, you better have your 10 if you want to get in. If you ain't got a penny, then you don't hear me. Because Jesus don't want nothing from you but $1. And if you don't like it, then nigga holler.